I have dedicated my professional career to the study and control of arthropods.
Okay, this video, I'm taking a break from my sexual biology series. Um, I probably should not make this video. Okay, this is one that I recognize is a bad idea. It's maybe a little bit of uh, putting out fire with gasoline, possibly. Um, but I want to make it. I want to address this. I made a video last week, a couple of videos addressed to 4G, rebutting his anti-CPS vid. I was rebutting it, stating my central point, although again, I fully admit I lost my temper and I don't know that I articulated my point as well as I should have. But my central message was that you can't group this entire agency as this evil entity that's, because there are good people in that are really, really working hard and really trying to do what they do. I mean, they're trying to do the best they can. That was my point, and because I'm very close to the most important person in my life is one of these people, and I see the emotion that she invests in this, and I know why, and I know her motivations, and I know for a fact she's not a bad person. In fact, she's one of the most amazing people I know. Anyway, that was my point, and for that, I have been bombarded with channel comments, the video comments, and most importantly, dozens and dozens and dozens of private messages, absolute hate mail coming in, accusations that I'm a pedophile, wishing I would die, hoping I go to hell, besides the multitude of insulting my education, insulting my intelligence, hoping I get raped. That was one of them. Accusations that I've been flagging videos, which I've never done in my entire life. I've never flagged a video. It's amazing, okay? And I'm going to say this, and I know this is probably the point that's going to make this video the worst idea. But I've seen a couple of you guys. Okay, I check out whenever I get any message. I always go to the channel because I like to see who's responding to me. And there's a couple of you out there who, well, believe that the U.S. government was taken over by Illuminati and Roswell aliens, and there's this grand, these kinds of, we're talking literally tinfoil hat crowd. You gotta understand you're not doing your cause any favors. Just putting that out there, piece of friendly advice. But that's a side issue. Anyway, I'm really, it's just disgusting, the messages I'm getting, and I look, again, checking out your guys' channels, a good number of you at least claim to be Christians. And I understand that there's a whole slew of Christianity out there that's incredibly divorced from, the teachings of Christ. You're as opposed to the turn the other cheek, Jesus. You guys like the, sell your garments and buy a sword, Jesus. I understand that. But and I have to understand. I want to know how you. I mean, do you see a contradiction between wishing I was dead, hoping I die, hoping I go to hell, accusing me of raping children, these kinds of things, and your Christian belief, maybe the churches you go to endorse that treatment of other people. I should hope not, I suppose. It's much more on the Westboro Baptist side of an issue than any mainstream Christianity. Anyway, I want to. So these point. I guess I have to make these points. I mean, I want to get you guys have got to recognize, because I believe that, for the most part, you're intelligent people. I disagree with you, but that's not I'm not insulting your, you're able to write comments. I mean, you're not, you guys, you're somewhat intelligent people, and you do know that there are actually bad parents that deserve to have their kids taken away. Okay, just because you find cases of where children were wrongfully taken doesn't mean that there's not legitimate instances. I mean, there are terrible people. I hear these stories, and it makes me sick to my stomach to hear about how some people treat their kids. I mean, it makes me want to get a baseball bat and go out there and wreak private justice. Not that I would or could. I don't. I don't believe in vigilante justice. But that's my gut instinct when I hear about these terrible people and hurting these kids, and the fact that sometimes there's little that can be done about it. It just has to be tolerated. I mean, or tolerate isn't the right word. It has to be, the workers have to just sit back and hope, and this is gross, but hope that the next time an abuse happens, it's better documented so they can do something. I mean, this is the kind of stuff, it's disgusting. I mean, we're talking about the worst possible molestations, the worst possible things that are happening to these kids, and it's abhorrent, and it should be to any rational thinking person. Okay, and I know that I'm sure that there are actual examples of bad CPS workers doing bad things. I'm positive. Okay, would never argue that. I'm sure there are bad judges out there. Okay. But what I want you to think about, what I want you to internalize and take seriously, is this lumping there's no possible way that you can get, it's not like you apply for the job and they give you this evil test, to prove you're evil enough to work for them. I mean, it simply doesn't work that way. And I when there are abuses of CPS, what I've seen, the real world abuses I've seen of CPS, isn't really the agency's fault as much as it's usually in cases where there's a separation or something like that, and one parent's using CPS to get back at the other parent. That's where the abuse is. And unfortunately, the agents have to take every call seriously. They can't, they recognize that it's more than likely a false call. It's just somebody, because that happens a lot. In fact, the majority of cases that get called, the agents know that it's a parent's just making something up to get back at the ex-parent or to get custody of the whatever it is, and they recognize that and they take that into account. It sucks that it has to happen that way, but in reality, blame the other parent. Don't blame the agency for that. You got to really look at where the blame lies. So anyway, that's all I have to say. I just want you guys to try. I don't think I've been ultimately disrespectful to any of you, and I certainly don't deserve the large amounts of hate mail I'm getting, although I'm sure this is just going to spawn more of it. I have a kind of a sick feeling that that's the way it is. So, all right, you guys take care.